Hi, my name is Ashley Forsyth, and I'm the owner of Health and Fitness Meals and Your Way Nutrition in Salt Lake City. And I am here today with Tish Caldwell. Hi, Tish. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing so good, and I'm excited to have Tish here today because she's also a business owner, and I love meeting and speaking with other female entrepreneurs because there's so few of us, but actually when I look into my network, I realize how many there are, and it's so encouraging. So I'm excited to have Tish here today to talk about her company, and she is the owner of Staten. Did I say it right? Staten. Oh, I knew I would mess up. Okay, of Staten Event Center. And why don't you tell us a little bit about your company?
Yeah, so I am one of two owners. My mother and I both own the Staten together, and we basically just came up with having a business where we both have kids, and every single birthday party, I would get so stressed out about where I was putting my kids, and then I'd worry about allergies and being in big spaces, and we just got super stressed out about it like twice a year with my two kids and so we came up with a center where you can bring a bounce house in, eat whatever food you want, have it be affordable. We have affordable prices for nonprofits to have events there or just even business meetings. And yeah, that's what we do full time, and I love it.
I think it's such a unique thing because I would never think of owning an event center, but I think it's so cool. And I wish we had reconnected earlier because I hosted the Boss Babes event with Crystal. Do you follow Crystal Hura?
Yes, I do.
So we were on student council together, and we used to host a lot of events together. And she's a female business owner of Gira Media right now, and I am, and we're both really had almost the same event in mind, and we were talking about it, and we're like, let's host this event together. And we got an event location downtown, but I'm so excited to know that you have one, and especially since we're planning on making the event annual, I definitely want to talk about doing it at the Staten.
Yes.
That would be really fun. So, and a lot of what we did for the Boss Babes event was a photo. A photo shoot, and I noticed how many photographers you have show up at your place and do photo shoots. That's really cool.
So many, yeah. So the space stays pretty empty during the day just because people don't usually throw parties at 10 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. However, they get tons and tons of light. So we offer huge discounts for photographers to come in and rent the space for however many hours they need during the day so that it gets cold outside. And so people can come inside, and we have 3 different rooms that they can choose from. But they actually get the whole entire space when they rent with us.
I saw on your page, and I'm going to put up your page for the Staten so that everyone can check out your pictures. I saw on the page there were some of the photography pictures taken there, and they looked really good. Like the colors for some of the walls looked really cute. Yeah. Bringing in photographers there just because of the dead time zone?
Sorry, what did you say?
What made you first think of like bringing photographers in during like the dead zone, I guess, for the event center?
I guess, I don't know how to, let's see. It just kind of came up with the fact that the space gets empty and we pay for it, whether people are in it or not. And we wanted to maximize the space and not just be one venue that's just weddings only. We wanted to be more of a multi-purpose space. And so we were just sitting in the space one day, and I was like, this is so pretty. It's so bright and light in here. And I had worked with a couple of photographers for family photos, and they are always asking for studios, and they were saying they get charged like between $70 to $120. And so we were just like, well, let's just do $25 and you get the whole space. I mean, it's empty. So anything is anything, and it's great advertising. And so that's kind of where we came up with it, was where can we be budget friendly in multiple areas to help the community?
That's awesome. No, and that also works with social media marketing as well, because if you get people in there who have like a big following and do, certain things, and they're like pictures taken and they have to tag your location,
Yes.
I thought about doing that for a lot of local gyms that I know because I want to get in and get my athletes get pictures taken of them. And I was like, well, how could they benefit from this? And I can benefit from their space. So that's a really good collab idea.
We donated the space to an awesome group when we very first opened. And the people and their followers that they had brought into the space in that 1 hour were over 2 million followers. And honestly, that just jump-started our business like that quick.
That's so amazing. Oh, I want to talk about that now too. So I have talked with lots of other women, and a lot of it is getting your business name out there and growing your social media, but also just getting people aware of you is a lot of sometimes free work and a lot of collaboration, but it can be so beneficial. So that's really cool that worked for you guys. What was the company that you had in there?
We had Salt Lake Creative.
Salt Lake Creative. What do they do?
So it's an awesome company. It's owned by a lady named Elena Smith. I think her last name's Smith. Anyways, and she basically gets all sorts of influencers in together. So models, photographers, clothing lines, anybody, food companies, and the events are free. And you just go and basically meet other influencers and marketers and take pictures with people. It's awesome.
I'm literally looking them up right now.
It's
creative.
Mm-hmm. And creative.
Salt Lake Create. No, that's not right.
Salt Lake Create. I believe it's Salt Lake Creatives.
Salt Lake.
Let me Instagram it really fast. I'm pretty sure it's
people. I'm not finding it. You'll have to send me their page. I'm excited to see about what they do though.
She would be an awesome person. Yep, it's Salt Lake Creatives. She'd be an awesome person for you to also interview because she is all about empowering women and honestly just doing good in the community.
Okay. Oh, I found them. Cool. That's awesome. So before we get more into talking about your awesome business, I wanted to talk to you guys about how I know Tish and how we reconnected. So there's this really cool other female empowerment group that we both follow and are part of, and it's called Boss Lady _SLC. Mm-hmm. And I noticed them because they were doing a lot similar to what I was doing, but instead of interviews, they were doing features of women, and then they were also doing a blog about them instead of an interview. Mm-hmm. So I was like, that's really cool. I'm in your area. I'm doing the same thing. We got connected. It was one of their first features because I just recognized them so fast. And then a little later, Tish was one of their features. And I saw her picture up in my feed, and I was like, oh my gosh, this girl is gorgeous and so familiar. I know her. And I posted on it. I was like, I feel like we went to high school together because I feel like I've seen you a lot. And it's just a small world. And you're like, yeah, we did. And then we got to reconnect, and I got to hear more about your business. And it's just a small world. It's a really small world because I don't even know if you realize how many women from our high school are their own business owners now.
I did not, but I've actually started looking it up, and I'm like, I really awesome.
We really, really did. And if you half of my Boss Babe interviews are other people that graduated with us.
Yeah, I saw Brittany, and I was like, this is crazy. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, go check them all out, and they all have great pages. And I think it's cool because there are people in marketing, and there's people doing YouTube, and there's people, they're just doing different things. So it makes it a really nice community because all of us want other women to succeed, to reach out and get somebody to do maybe your graphics for something who's already has a business for that, and supporting other women, entrepreneurs. Yeah. All right, so I want you to talk to us about I thought your business plan was awesome, and I would never have thought of creating an event center. Tell us a little bit more about what kind of made you think of that, how you got it started, and you told me a little bit about immediately it became your full-time job and profitable enough for you to leave your regular full-time job. So tell us about that because that's really exciting.
So like I was saying, I have the 2 kids, and we started the business just because I was tired of going to these major fun centers and spending these outrageous amounts of time and being forced to eat the food that they provide there. And so one day, my mother is my other business owner as well. And she is the smartest person I know. So she has a degree in fashion, she has a criminal justice degree, and she's honestly just so smart. And it was
her degree and you cut out.
Oh, sorry. So a fashion designer. So she went to the fashion school in New York, and she has a criminal justice degree, and she's a special needs teacher. And now she's a financial person for Morgan Stanley.
That's awesome.
So all around, she just does everything. She rocks. And so it just made sense to go into business with her because I had a big dream, but I didn't really know how to go about it. And so, yeah, we basically just started this business together. I was spending about 4 hours every day looking for a space because in order to have an event center, you have to have fire sprinklers. You have to have enough exits. We wanted a kitchenette for food prep. And so, but we also wanted the company to be 100% debt free. We didn't want to take out any loans. We didn't want to, like, everything we wanted just out of pocket expenses and to not go broke from it. So we spent about a year looking for events. We had a bunch of people basically shut doors in our house that because we'd never owned a business before, signing a 3-year lease was not going to be something they were going to offer us and basically told us our dreams were not good enough. So it was really rough. So it basically got to the point once we actually found the venue, because our product is a building, we weren't really able to market prior to having a location because there's nothing to market. It's just a building. So I basically had to quit before we were able to make it profitable for me to quit. It was just take a leap of faith and think positive and hope that it works out because this is what I'm doing. And this is that's my only option is for it to go up, basically was. And so with the 2 kids and then being in daycare during the day while I was working a full-time job and then hiking them with me everywhere to go look for venues, it just didn't work. And then when we got the venue, it was finally put 100% work into it and hopefully get 100% out of it. And so that's what we did. I just quit. My mom luckily stayed at her job. We're not busy enough during the day where she doesn't need to be there. So I handle all social media and marketing and tours during the day. But it was the biggest leap, the scariest leap. We didn't have anybody to talk to about starting up this business. We know lots of people with products, but we didn't know anybody with a venue. So we literally jumped in not knowing anything. And hoping that our dreams and our goals and our positivity will keep us afloat. And it definitely has.
That's so awesome to hear. That's like really exciting. So everybody that I've talked to, their journey starts off a little different. And a lot of people, it's like dipping toes in the water until they can start cutting down hours and like quitting their job. But that was so awesome for me to hear that you had to quit before it started. And you didn't really have a backup plan. So
no, but I honestly think that if I would have had a backup plan, this would have failed.
I've talked, one of the other girls I interviewed, it was something super similar. They were like, they didn't have anything else, and that was like, oh, it was Dusty Jones.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, you need to watch our video with her. It was one of my favorite interviews, and she does. You know what she does now?
No.
She runs a YouTube channel.
What?
Yeah, with her kids, and like she does a makeup artist, so it's like costumes.
A makeup artist.
Yeah, it's really popular. I mean, her and her husband don't have other jobs anymore.
Good for them.
They're doing amazing. It's awesome.
That's awesome.
All right, so where are we going with this? So we talked. So that's like how you took the leap of faith into working for yourself. That's amazing. So talk to us a little bit more, because I do talk to people who have business partners. Usually it's like their spouse or they own the business themselves, but maybe they have like the support of a partner. But talk to us about your entering into a business with a partner. You told me specifically before we got live that you each own it exactly 50-50. Mm-hmm. Yeah, talk to me a little bit about that, because a lot of people don't know like the legal side of going into business with somebody, and what you guys each had to invest into it.
So as far as the legal side, we are basically just on everything together. Like, we haven't done much legally yet besides business contracts, leases, things like that. As far as splitting it 50-50, like I said, we are a zero debt company. And so it was, hey, we need linens for the table. So we have this many tables and we're splitting the linens. Or like, we're gonna go buy tables because we need tables and chairs for people to sit at. So here's a cost of it, split it in half. Like, everything is just literally split. However, my mom is my best friend. We talk at least 2 hours a day, every day. And so it was really, really easy, and it was kind of a no-brainer. But it's funny to see me go from, like, I'm turning 30 next week, and I'm like, Mom, I don't know what I'm gonna have for dinner for my birthday party. And suddenly, like, she's like, hey, we have 1 year taxes coming up for our business. And then it's like swaps just like that. It's like being business partners. Like, she's very much like my mom moments. And when it's not anything about Staten, it is just Staten. We named it the Staten because we're from Staten, New York, and we wanted to put out there to never forget where you came from. And so that's why it's called the Staten. Everything is just 50-50. We don't forget where we came from. We're family. We make, even if we weren't family, it's just the way we're raised. You put in the work and you get rewarded out of it. And so it's been pretty easy, actually. I do most of the tours and the marketing, but then there were days where it would be her at night just cleaning up after events, because I was there during the day, and then she comes in at night and cleans it all up at midnight when I have my kids in bed. So really, it's just shared work, and it's been really easy. I think as long as you stay in communication with each other, the easier it'll go. And to lay out your expectations before you even start your business. We had a plan and a dream and a goal, and we basically laid out numbers and laid out everything that we were expecting at the very beginning before we even found a space, so that there were no surprises, no random things that came up where we felt like one was owed more than the other. It was just, here's our guidelines, here's what we're doing. I know we're family, but we still have to stay respectful and professional.
That's awesome. I love hearing that about the name of your place. It just makes it so much more relevant. I love that.
Yeah.
So you're from Staten Island, New York. So your space is the Staten.
Yeah. We wanted the space to be an extension of everybody's home, and to come in and you are family to us. So it made sense to keep it all, it's all family related all around. Even our clients are family to us.
Can you tell me a little bit about the space, like what type of events you've hosted, and like how much space there is, indoors, outdoors, and everything?
Yeah, so we are on 3300 South and about 1238 East. The space is actually one of 9 retail spaces within like a apartment complex. So the complex sits a little bit further, and then we are one of the 9 spaces. So we have like a chiropractor, a dentist office, a seamstress, a nail salon, like all kind of connected to us. So we're like an urban retail space. So there's no real outside space. The inside space is 2,200 square feet. When you walk in, you have a welcome room, which has a television in it so that we played slideshows. So if you give us pictures, we'll play slideshows of whatever kind of event you have going on. And that's the bluish room that you see in the pictures. And then the big space is the one with the twinkle wall lights, and it's kind of like an L-shaped room. And in that room, we have 2 bathrooms, a bride's room, and then a kitchenette. And we do primarily birthday parties. We have had baby showers, bridal showers, weddings, business meetings. We've had a couple of business meetings with Dermalogica and like Ulta and things like that. But mainly we do birthday parties. We're one of the few businesses that allows bounce houses indoors. And so we mostly get baby showers, and then we do get, birthday parties, and then we do have lots of intimate weddings. So we can hold 150 people in our space. And so normally when we do get weddings, it's usually about 60 or so people, and it's like really, really intimate. The whole entire space is basically candle lit at night. So it's beautiful.
That's awesome. So Bounce House is inside. Just a little quick break off. Talk to me about what you have to do for liability and in order to be able to do certain things like that.
So we don't provide the bounce houses, but we allow them inside. So everybody rents them through whichever companies. We work with a company out in American Fork called Planet Rentals that we usually refer people to. So they sign their waivers with them.
Oh, great.
We don't rent the bounce houses. Yeah. Just like for alcohol, we have a BYOB standard for alcohol, and you sign as a host, so you're responsible for your guests, kind of a thing.
Okay, that's awesome. All right, you told me that the major thing that you did for advertising, the only thing you do for advertising, is social media marketing. Can you tell us what platforms you use? Can you tell us about some social media like collaborations you've done and things that really got you going? And also, just so everybody knows, Tish never had experience in marketing or social media before this company. So you like learned hard crash course. So hopefully anybody listening to this can learn a little bit of what you know from what
still learning, but I literally started my Instagram account this April.
Really? I wouldn't know that. It looks so good. I'm gonna get on it. Tell us about, so you use Instagram. Tell us what else you use.
Yeah, so we use Instagram, Facebook, and Google. And actually, Google is our biggest advertiser. So we post on Google at least once or twice a day, and we see the majority of our clients, about 95% of our clients come in through Google. And then Facebook is great for us. We have tons of clients that come in through there as well. And then Instagram, not as much. I think it's more of a catalog for people, but people still need to come into our space. Like, it's not something where like you can see a cute shirt that you like and click on it and buy it. So Instagram doesn't work as much for us for the business side. However, my personal Instagram, I get way more inquiries about the business on that than I ever do on our own. I think we've had like a couple of inquiries from Instagram on the actual Staten page, and everybody else usually DMs me personally on my personal Instagram page about the space. I think in this day and age, people want to know who they're working with, where their money is going. And so we just market it as the Staten family. So it's my personal page, but you see me and my husband and my kids. And so you know that I'm an honest person and that I will take care of your family when you bring your business to us.
I think that's so smart. And I think that a lot of women, and that was what our Boss Babe event was a lot about, was getting women who own companies and women in business comfortable and some materials to market themselves with that, because it is so important. People really care about the person behind the business to feel taken care of and to feel appreciated. And I would 100% agree. I think that my personal page gets a lot of inquiries about my businesses. People are almost less hesitant to reach out to me as an individual as they are my company, even though my company's page has been around for so much longer and it has such a big following. Yeah, it's just definitely that personal touch. I think that's so important. Talk to me about Google, because I feel the same way. I feel like Google's amazing. Google really only works if you have a physical location, is what I've noticed, though, is because people Google like, for my food prep companies, and it's like we'll show up the location with like the reviews, and you can't have the reviews on Google unless you have a location.
Right. Like I said, I'm just starting out with all of this stuff, but we started on our website where most people do like Squarespace, WordPress, things like that. We actually started out with the free Google site. And because we had our website through them, they actually marketed us way more. So I switched and used a different website builder for, I think, about 3 months to see if there was a difference, and we tried to give it a little bit of time, and we decreased in phone calls literally right as we switched. Pretty much.
So Google websites.
Yes.
I love
So
that. That's really nice.
back to Google, we have been so busy. And I've also noticed that people don't want to talk to other people. So we used to have our phone number up and people would call us every so often and do schedule tours and things like that. But we recently switched about a month or so ago to just emails. So people email us inquiries about the space and then, or they can like send us text messages about the space. And we are booked through May.
That's amazing. Yeah, I think people don't like to take those extra steps for sure. So if they can like do stuff without talking to people, anything that's so simple, that's like so idiot proof.
Yeah. And I think people worry that we're going to be like sales pitchy, like you're going to call and maybe you're not going to like the price of it and we're going to be, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And we're going to be like pushy. We're on the phone. We're like in an email. If you don't like the price, like you don't have to email back or you could say, okay, thanks. And so I think just more, it comes off friendlier. So yeah, as soon as we switched, we booked up all November, all December, and we have weddings in May, June, July. Like so, just crazy.
That's so awesome for you guys. Congrats. So you have your phone number still on there, but you offer the emailing as well, and people just choose the emailing?
I actually just 100% ended up taking my phone number off. We had both on there for a while, and people would choose emailing. We'd get some phone calls sometimes, and then as soon as I just took the number off, I was really hesitant about it because I'm a caller, like I call businesses. But as soon as I took it off, we just skyrocketed. And I've talked to a couple of clients, and they said, I actually was looking up a venue while I was at work, and it was easier to just email you so I didn't have to like get on the phone with my boss around. And I was like, oh, that makes sense.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Google, do you run Google ads or they advertise for you because you use the Google website?
We did get a couple of free ads because we use the Google website. So we have an ad that's continuously running. But that was just that was recently. But normally, no, it's just because we have Google, they just advertise well. And you can blog on Google, which is awesome because blogging and your keywords are so important to people finding you. So we blog every single event, and we don't blog it on Instagram or Facebook. We just blog it straight to Google and they post it, and it's amazing.
Okay, so your website is also a blog type of a site?
So Google kind of offers like you can do posts and they're like mini blogs. Okay. And so we kind of post like once a day, at least 3 times a week. We'll like post about whatever events we had throughout the week. And those do great because you use your keywords, and if people are typing up like affordable or budget friendly or princess parties, and we blogged about a princess party, those keywords from Google will pull up on your Google search. Most people Google. Mm-hmm.
So when you set up your website and you set up your keywords, I just want to tell the audience it's usually called a SEO. What is it called? Where it's like I always forget the acronym for it. SEO, and it sounds like it's basically what you put in the back end when people are searching. And I'll be honest with you too, is we do a lot of different marketing, but so many people tell us that they just Googled us. And they saw our reviews, and our reviews were great. So I put a lot more effort into trying to get all of our clients to actually leave a review for us, because they speak so much, and people use Google so much that it's just, I'm really glad that you shared that with us and that has been so successful for you. I definitely want to look into Google website.
It's not the coolest, and it's super simple, but I think people don't stay captive very long. So just that like quick pop of information works best for people, and it's done wonders for us.
That's awesome. All right, so if you were to have one piece of advice from your experience, what would you leave women with today who are looking at starting their own business?
I personally would say just leap and go for it. And I would also say shape society and don't let society shape you.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. And then our next one is advice, our advice portion. Oops. if I could type, advice portion of our conversation. And so this is for other female business owners. We're going to talk a little bit about what you've kind of excelled in and what people can take from your experience. And I thought it was really awesome how you're a single, well, you're not a single full-time mom, but you were a single full-time mom, correct?
Yes.
So, and you were working full-time. What were you doing?
I was working part-time for Morgan Stanley with my mom, actually.
Great. So you already knew her versus mom versus business environment.
I know, we were together. And then I was a server for about 3-ish years.
But it can be really hard to work and juggle raising kids. And I've talked with a lot of other women business owners who are also moms. And what's really cool about it is that it can open up a lot of flexibility for you to almost spend more time with your children, which I think is one of the reasons why owning your own business as a woman can be so appealing. Talk to us about being a full-time mom and a full-time business owner.
Yeah, so I thought that it would open up a lot of time for me. And I noticed that it made it more so that I had to realize how to balance being a mother and a full-time business owner. So I thought that the kids would come to work with me and everything would be so much easier. But instead, I have little ones. So it's so hard to tell my 4-year-old daughter, no, you can't jump in that bounce house or eat any of the candy that's out because this is not our party. Mm-hmm. And so I have noticed that even though it's freed up my time, owning a business, as you know, is a 24-hour job. So instead of me clocking in from 9 to 5 and coming home to spend time with them, I am on my phone and emails at 12 o'clock in the morning or I'm constantly working for the business. And I think this business not only shows my kids that you can do it, but I think it's helped me naturally balance without having a 9 to 5 that will naturally balance me for me. It's been I feel like as a business owner, sometimes you need to stop worrying about your business and do something for you. And I feel like because it's your own business, you don't ever do that, or you have a hard time doing that because you know when you stop working, the money stops flowing in. So having kids and having this business has definitely made me take breaks in the Staten and say, okay, we're going to be designating these 2 days a week where we are closed, like any other regular job where I can pull away from the Staten and be with my family. And at the beginning, that was very, 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 very hard, where I thought it was going to be so easy to be home and have them all the time. My daughter is not a big fan of sitting at a venue for 12 hours during events and parties. And I was like, oh, I don't have to worry about daycare. She'll come to work with me. But it was actually not, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And I think owning a business is like the same, where you quit your 40-hour job to work 80 hours a week, basically. And so it's helped me balance. But it was really, really hard to give myself the space needed to be there for my kids. So I don't really know if I have any advice for other mothers who are starting their business besides don't forget to take the time out for you and the time out for your kids, because even though the money won't stop because you stop to live your life for a minute and be there with your kids.
That's really great advice. This is kind of off of our topic, but I was just thinking, what is your guys' long-term plan for the company? Are you looking at buying other venues in other locations that are similar? Are you looking at expanding to larger venues? What is the plan for the company?
So many different So we right now have been working on an after-school program because, like I said, we are in a residential kind of neighborhood, and there's so many children around the neighborhood who come home from school, and we have events and they want to come over and see what's going on. So we've kind of tested the neighborhood to see if there are any parents that need extra help with after school because they get off the bus and they're just kind of home. And so we're working with the community on doing an after school program Monday through Friday.
Mm-hmm.
We're also partnering up with a couple of businesses to sell bows. We have so many little girl parties, and I have a little girl, and we do so many photo shoots. And so we're partnering up with like photo shoot accessories kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing that. But long-term goals, the plan is to actually build an event space that's over 6,000 square feet within the next 2 years.
So you want to get your own land and build it from the ground up? You don't want to get a place that's already put together?
No. So we've teetered back and forth about it for a long time, but we have decided officially that we're going to build the land, like get the land where we want it and build a space.
That's awesome. That'll be so exciting. So within that space, you'll maybe have it like where it can be smaller and more intimate, like section it off so that you can keep doing the small type of events that you're doing. And then you'd also be able to open it up and for potentially larger groups.
Yes, 100%. Our business motto, though, is that we treat you like family. So no matter how big our space is, when you rent our space, you'll always have the full space. You'll never have to run into another party happening. So no matter how big we end up going with this new building, you'll always rent the building.
Okay.
So you can have the option to have smaller events if you'd like, or you can have the whole entire building, but you'll always have the whole.
Okay, I like that. That's different, but it's definitely like it keeps true to your guys' model. So that's always the best way to go. You said something about bows, girls who make bows.
Yeah, so we're working with this cute new company, or it's not a new company, but it's new to us, and she makes homemade bows and earrings for mommy and me's. And the Staten, like I said, is just all about family, and my little girl and I go everywhere together. And our family does lots and lots of photo shoots, and people ask us all the time about Haven's head bows and things like that. And so we decided we would open the space up to retail during the day and would sell the things that we promote in our photo shoots.
Oh, that's really cool. So do you remember Samantha Logan?
Yes.
She's her company. Yes.
I love her bows. She actually hosted her daughter's first birthday at our space.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. You've been okay. Her daughter's like young because she has two other boys.
I think she was one. She was either one or two, but yeah, she hosted
one. I think sounds right. So so when you were saying bows, I was like, oh, another girl from our high school who has a business and makes bows. She owns Will and me. And I'm actually excited. I'm going to try to interview her about.
And she's back now. I know she's back in Utah, so I was actually going to reach out with her and see if she wanted to start doing wholesale.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Yeah, reach out with her because I did when I talked to her. She's like, we're moving back to Utah right now, and I was like, that's great. Like, well, let's get together after you come back. So that's great. And it's Filler Up now, so it's Filler Up is my last name, Samantha Filler Up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that's so funny. It's just a small world. But so as far as the last question, since we got talked about your business, we're at the point at the end of the interview where you get to ask me a question.
Yes. So I was talking about our future goals, and I just wanted to know what are your 2009 and beyond goals with your company?
2019.
2009. Where am I?
Oh man, you're making me feel old. So my goals, I guess, short term. I mean, next year, I am really hoping 2019. Right, currently we lease our industrial kitchen 3 days a week. So usually we get a good. We've been growing consistently in business. So I was hoping come 2019, we get an influx of business that's big enough to potentially open us up for 5 days a week.
Awesome.
So I can start to have full-time in kitchen hours for my employees. And a lot of my employees work full-time because there's so much we do outside of, the kitchen. So, I'm taking steps right now. So I completely redid my website and my ordering systems. And that was my first step. And now I'm going to automate my back end so that currently the people who work full-time spend time processing our orders. So they people place an order and the email comes in with exactly what they want, exactly their portions, and then they add them up manually to get like a grand total, so we know how much food to order, we know how much food to cook. And I'm working on a programmer to automate that system. And I care a lot about my employees and their, what I'm providing for them hourly. So I was like, I will never let a machine replace you guys. Like, you're so valuable to me. So like, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to slow down the process of my business by getting rid of things that don't need to be, your manual time. We get this set up. I'm going to give you guys, then we can grow. Then we can be in the kitchen 5 days a week. Like, I will immediately replace your hours with something else. So something better that, because there's so many things machines can do and there's so many things they can't. And so like, if I feel like if that's automated, or we can shift the focus to growth. So maybe doing more like booths, doing more like events where we talk more about our advertise more about our service, and then we can have more time to invest in customer service and like making sure these new people like get taken care of and like received. And so yeah, basically automating some things in our back end, just growing so we can be open more days a week. I initially said that I wouldn't buy my own kitchen until I had a business that ran 5 days a week. Because at that point we'd be paying for at least probably what we'd be paying for our own space. So like I said, with my business model, I have never exceeded what I had already business for. So I've never been into debt for it either. I've never gotten out a business loan.
Right.
So yeah, so getting there so we can eventually have our own kitchen, but that might be more of a 2020 goal. But my big plans for 2019 are with my new company, Your Way Nutrition.
I saw.
Yeah, and it's so related because I created this automated nutrition program software that was for health and fitness meals to help us, my clients who get on our website, to immediately get a detailed diet plan without having to talk to somebody, so I could free up my time from writing diet plans. Right. And so I created this program and I was like, this is totally a business in its model in its own. And we've started offering it as corporate wellness programs. So I've got some that are pending for 2019, but really it's going to be like our first set. So when they're like, after 2019, we'll have partners that we've used. So gyms who have used our nutrition program. We'll have like individual personal trainers, fitness companies, and wellness corporations that start using it so that we can, perfect it and start making it a mass available for people. Awesome. Yeah, I love it. Thank you.
I'm excited.
Good, I'm excited too. So for both of us for 2019, big things. All right, well, Tish, thank you so much for coming on and doing this interview. I cannot tell you how awesome this was for me. And I like doing these because I learn things every time I talk to other women in business. And it's such a great network. So like I said, I think I recommended you see Dusty's video. Yeah. And then I don't know if I said somebody else's. But anyways, there were a couple that I thought specifically could help you out too.
Yeah, thank you so much for doing this, because I feel like what you said, there's so many women business owners and we all help each other. It'll be just, we should all help.
Sorry, well, I'm excited to work with you more in the future, and thank you for coming on with me, Tish, again.
Thank you.
Have such a good evening with your family.
Thanks. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.